got legally married?
Yeah, I got legally married in Korea in 2016.
Because I thought you were joking.
I don't know, I was serious. And it was that. I was Delulu. Like, I was like, I love you. We're going to get married, have babies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Korea Unfiltered. Or should I say, another episode that's being recorded because there was a problem with the audio.
That's okay.
At this point, I'm like, if the audio's not good, I can't have the episode come out because it was just really messy.
Oh, really?
But I have the same guest as before. Let's welcome Elizabeth, Miss I Do Illegal Stuff. I'm just kidding. She doesn't do it.
Well, I guess I do a little bit.
She said, I do a little
Well,
bit. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is Elizabeth. Last time I had done such like an intricate introduction of you. I was
It's
like,
okay.
oh, she does illegal stuff. I already know her now, so I can't do the introduction.
okay.
But before I started recording, you just asked what happened. The audio was very hazy.
Ooh.
Like you would talk and then it would be like static, like sudden static.
Okay,
and I was just like, we can't do Elizabeth like that.
I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, and she's leaving the country, so I was like, please.
I know. Tomorrow morning.
I'll
be back, but
dreading asking you to come back because I was like, she's probably busy packing. And then you were like, yeah, sure. I was like, that's my girl.
Yeah, I was like,
Fuck it
you know
up,
what?
Elizabeth.
I was like, I'll help her.
Yeah.
I get it though, because like there are times where like, let's say if I'm doing a tattoo and like I'll see a photo, like I take the photo and then I'm like, oh, we didn't shade that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There doesn't happen that much, but like
Yeah.
there'll be that moment and then I'll message a client and be like, hey, can you come back in? Like, I think
Yeah.
it should be shaded a little darker or something.
Yeah.
Like, so I get it.
I think we just want perfection.
Exactly.
First
Like
try.
I want the best to come out of me. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
First try, perfection. But Elizabeth here does a really, really interesting job. And I think today, just her talking about it and just her talking about her life in general, because this girl, she just something else is all I have to say.
Trying to make my life a
You'll hear her stories and be like, yeah, she's something else. But I'm the type of person who likes hearing these type of stories because I'm not judgmental, but I'm like, girl, what? Tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me some more, Elizabeth. So would you like to introduce yourself, Elizabeth?
I am a human. I am a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
I've worked in Korea. I travel and tattoo. That's why today we had to do it, because tomorrow I'll be in Hong Kong tattooing. But yeah, I lived in Korea quite a few times back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like a long distance, low commitment. What is that?
It's like a relationship.
It's like a relationship, but it's like that Ken one where it's like long term, low maintenance.
Super low maintenance.
Long
He was like,
distance.
I come when I want.
Yeah,
I don't come when I want.
I'm in a situationship with Korea, honestly.
Literally.
That's literally my life.
Her life here is a situationship for real.
Yeah.
And when she first came to the studio, I was like, girl, how are you doing? Girl, what'd you say? Tell them your messy little life that you're living.
I was like,
I wish my life was this fun, but mine is not this exciting.
I'm pretty I'm like mixed with like Delulu manic, I think. Like that's, but like my friends love it. Everyone loves it. And I think there's like a stability in it, but like there's definitely a percentage of me that's like, I'm just gonna do this crazy thing. So like basically I was on Tinder and I was talking to this
Which,
guy.
first of all, let's talk about Tinder.
Oh my
We had
God.
talked about. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We had talked about it in the last time we recorded about how like people think Tinder is just the same everywhere.
No, absolutely not.
It's
Korea's like a
definitely-
new animal.
Oh my God. I was thinking about why we think that, like after we recorded, and I was like, tell me if I'm wrong or if you think the same. I feel like people think Korean men are more innocent because of like how K-pop is shown, right? So I think they come to Korea with this mindset that if I get on Tinder, I'm going to meet some nice guy. But they're demons on Tinder, Korea.
No, they're crazy. They're either like we said, like 1 to 100. Like they're either like a napu namja, just like a fuck boy, or they're like, I'm gonna marry you, and you're like, maybe, but like maybe not.
Yeah, so tell us about your story.
Okay, so
are you the 1 or the 100 right now?
He's a 100 for sure. It's kind of funny because like I was just talking to him on Tinder, or whatever. And then I was just complaining because I'm living in like a Goshuan.
Oh God.
And then I was complaining because it's in Sinchon and it's so noisy because all the clubs and everything are
There's so
bars.
many students.
And I was just like, it's so noisy, I can't sleep. And he's like, you can just come sleep in my bed. Like, I'm not in my apartment because I work night shifts.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want me to come to your house? I've never met you before.
Literally.
Come into your house and sleep in your room in your house. And he's like, yep. And I was like, you know what? Okay. So I went to his house.
This is the beginning of a true crime documentary right now.
I know. I
Girl,
told my friends, I was
what?
like, I am going to a man's house that I've never met before because he said he has a really nice bed, and I'm gonna go
It's a
sleep.
really nice
And he
bed.
did. He has a really nice bed. And so I went,
Yeah.
and I like, it was so funny too because like I got in, I looked, I was like, my friends are like, there's gonna be cameras in there, and I was like, nah, it's fine. And then
She's like, I'll give him
I don't
a
give a shit.
You get a show. Yeah.
He's like, you can eat my food, so I like made some of his food. He wasn't there. There was no one home. And then part of me was like, it's either I'm gonna get murdered or like human trafficked, or there's gonna be like, I don't know, like I was like, there could be a bad situation to this. But then like I was going, because then I went in his washroom and he had like 12 toothpastes, and I had this weird like, oh, he's a serial killer. Like I was like, that's what I thought of.
I'm sorry,
Why is there so many
12 toothpaste?
12, and then he had like, I don't know, 20 cans of tuna. Like he had like weird, too many of like certain
Getting
things.
ready of an apocalypse.
I don't know. I was
what?
like, well, single men are weird. They buy weird stuff. I feel like single
I
men
bet all the
always are
single
like,
men
I'll
are
buy
gonna
it in
be
bulk.
like, we don't do that, girl. That man's special.
Yeah. So then, yeah. And then he came home. Like, I was like, hi. Nice to meet you.
First time meeting you, and I'm in your house,
Yeah,
and you're
I was
outside of
like,
your door.
welcome to my home.
Your home that's actually,
Yeah.
now it's mine because I'm here.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then I stayed there and I was like, I'm going to go home. And he's like, no, you can stay here. And I straight up was like, I have other dates. I was like, I'm going on other dates. And he's like, it's okay, can stop. And I'm like, okay, like,
He's like, go have fun.
go have fun. So I was like, oh, weird. And then so I did, and then I kind of felt bad because he's very much in love with me. So then I
Yeah.
was like, probably shouldn't be dating other people for now. But I'm leaving tomorrow. Like I told him, I was like, I'm leaving
Which
to
is
Hong
true.
Kong.
Like you did tell him, like I'm not
The
here.
day
for
one,
a
I was
long
like, I'm
time.
not here for a long time. He's like, I don't care. But
Yeah.
then yeah, like he's just like so invested. He's like bought me flowers, wrote me love letters.
Which
Like
is-
I mean
I
love
have to-
letters.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
I do have to say, like, it's interesting that he bought you flowers because, like, that's not common for Korean men to buy flowers.
He bought me
to a
twice.
girl.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
Does
The
he
photo-
have a brother?
he does. His brother is like married and happy.
Never mind. Stop there. Never
Okay.
mind. I was thinking to introduce me, but never mind. I'm okay. If he's married, psych.
You know what's weird? Like I did think he was love bombing, and then I met his parents last night. Oh, this was weird. Okay, so I slept at his
so
house.
strange.
Yeah, I slept at his
What?
house. The morning we woke up, and he was like, because we just like talked, and then like fell back asleep. So he came home at like 5 a.m. And then he's like, oh, I'm actually moving out of this house into Incheon. Would you mind helping me move? And I was like, you let me live in your house for a day. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
can help you move. I don't need anything today. And he's like, oh, I just have to go drop some stuff off with my brother that I work with. And I
Yeah.
thought it was like Hyun, like not brother.
Just like a
Oh
friend.
no, I showed up to his brother's house. I met his sister-in-law, and I was like, they were like, who is she? And he's like, oh, it's my girlfriend. And I was like, I met him 12 hours ago.
I just met this man.
I'm like,
I don't know what this man is.
but I was like, okay, I guess we're doing that. And then last night I met his parents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever. I'm just going with it. And his mom was like, yeah, get married. I'll give you some money. And I was like,
Girl, you're going far
And I
with
told his
this.
mom, like, we've only known each other like a week. And she's like, oh, can stop. You'll be a good couple. I'm like,
Girl, what?
what?
And where is he now?
He's just outside. He dropped me off.
This man is outside waiting for her to finish filming.
I think it was, oh my God, you know what he did though? That really like, I was talking. So I fell asleep because I stayed at his house like the last few days.
Yeah.
He went through my phone when I was asleep, which I think is a
Okay.
huge red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah, right?
Super
'Cause,
red flag. Yeah.
Like I woke up and he's like, I know everything. And I was like, what? And he's like, I went through your phone. I was like, because I said that. I said like, don't go through my phone because you're
Yeah.
going to see so many guys. Because I talked to like 12 guys at a time.
Yeah.
Like I'm always just chatting.
Listen, no judgment.
Yeah,
Do
and
you,
like
girl,
I was, and then he's like, yeah, like he's like, I realized that like I'm not the only one in love with you, and I was like, I know, welcome to my team.
Welcome to the party.
I was like, welcome to the roster, my boy.
It's like a receipt. It's long.
Yeah,
What?
I'm so picky. Like it's like I go on a date, I don't do anything. I just go on a date.
Yeah.
I talk to a guy, and then I go on to, and I'm like, I don't
The
really like
next,
you. And the
yeah.
next, this guy just locked it down because he tricked me. Like I met his family so quick, and like
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to get me into a relationship is like I don't date. I've been single for over 2 years, and it's
Yeah.
like unless you're gonna like somehow trick me into a relationship, I'll always be single. So I think he like broke the code.
He's like 12 hours later. You want to meet my parents?
Yeah, but he didn't tell me that. He said it like he
Surprise.
Yeah, he's smart. He's a smart young
Girl,
man.
are you one of those people who sees a red flag and just paints your nails red to match the red flags?
It's one of those things like we were talking about last time. It's like
Uh-huh.
after 2 months of love bombing, like this guy might be psychotic, but it'll take 2 months for him to be psycho. But I'm leaving the country. So I told my friends and family, I'm like, yeah, he might be love bombing me and like say we're going to get married. But realistically, in 2 months, he's probably going to be over me. Or he's next week, when I'm not here, he's going to see someone else. Because Korean men are like that. They will literally like do the craziest shit for you, the most romantic things. And then you find out they're fucking married or something. Yeah. And you're just like, so I don't even expect, like, I don't have any expectation of him because I'm like, I've had men do this before and then they had a wife. So I'm like, well, literally, I don't know what to expect.
And at this, I like that you're not like delusional about it. You're just like, yeah, I'm just riding the wave. I'm leaving tomorrow anyway. Yeah. Like, I like that you're not sitting here and you're like, I'm not going to Hong Kong because like he wants me to stay with him.
Heck no. Hell no.
Because that's like what Delulu girls do.
Nah.
Like, oh, he's my husband now. And you just met like 2 days ago.
I mean, I did get married in Korea after dating someone for 5 months. That was a couple years ago.
What the hell do you...
I'm divorced. But like after that experience...
Are you talking about legally married?
Yeah, I got legally married in Korea in 2016. Because I
thought you were joking.
I don't know, I was serious. And it was that. I was Delulu. Like, I was like, I love you. We're going to get married, have babies, and everything's perfect. And he's like, yes, that's going to happen. And it didn't fucking happen, obviously, because I'm here.
Facts. You are sitting right here.
I'm sitting right here with no babies and a divorce paper. So, like, not. So now when guys do that, I'm just like, nah, you just talk. Before. I've been through it. So I'm just like, I have no expectations. I'm like, I'm just going to be single and happy. And if men want to come into my life, you're welcome. But like, you're not going to interrupt with like what I'm building.
Yeah, and you're not going to force it either.
Nah, I'm not. No.
Girl, my mouth has been open the whole time. I'm just like.
I'm happy you enjoy.
I'm like the type of person who lives life on the safe lane. You live on like the first lane, the speed lane. Like you're just like, fuck it. Let's just keep going.
I know. It's probably like a bit of like mental health problem.
No, I don't. Well, it's also because you faced a whole marriage before. I feel like that's also maybe why you're like, you know what? I'm just going to live my life well.
Yeah. And I think that like, I do have that mindset where it's like, my friends are always concerned. Like I'll do something and they're just like, are you going to be okay?
Girl,
and I'm
wait
like,
till you watch the podcast and see my face, how I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Because I was even thinking about like, this guy was talking to me and he was like, oh, like, where have you been in Korea? And I was like, oh, well, this guy paid for me to go to Jeju. And this other guy I went with, so let's talk to. And then, like, I went to Daegu for a day because this guy got me a train ticket. I was like, I've been kind of everywhere because, like, I meet guys on Tinder. So I'll put the location in different cities and then I'll match with them. And then be like, yo, want to hang out?
I'm in Seoul, so...
Yeah, I want to help me hang out with you.
Can you book that ticket?
Yeah, they do. I always offer too because I'm always like, oh, like I'll take the train. It's not that expensive, right? But then they will, and then I'm like, okay, cool. And then so I've been like every city in Korea because I've gone on like a date for the day or like the weekend.
Are you not scared of like being kidnapped or human trafficked or something like that? Does that not like worry you, or is it because it's Korea?
Maybe I'm just like dead inside, literally. I think I don't know. I literally have that tattooed on my arm. It says "dead inside." So like, I think that like. There has been moments where I'm like, you have that like gut feeling like something's wrong. Right. But I think I'm really good at actually detecting that because I've been through so much. So it's like, and I almost got like kidnapped in Canada. So like, you do know that feeling.
This girl.
No, I was at a gas station and someone tried to pull me into their van. Like they were going to human traffic me. Yeah, it was so scary. It's in London, Ontario. Yeah, it was so scary. So like, I've been in those situations where it's like, oh, this is really scary and dangerous. But like, Korea, I don't feel that. Like,
do you think it's because people have that narrative of like Korea is so safe?
I think it is really safe. I still think I know people that have been like assaulted and like I've had issues with some situations. Yeah. And it is one of those things where it's usually in clubs and it's usually you get like I've been drugged in Korea. I was drugged in Itaewon twice.
In a club, right?
Yep. And like both times I was really lucky. Well, the third time I wasn't, but the 2 times I was with people and like it was so scary because like I had like one shot from the bar. Like the bar said that like someone had bought us all drinks. So all the group of us, the girls, we were all coworkers. We all took the drink and 3 of us just like hit the floor. We couldn't even stand up.
Wait, and this is from the
bar.
So did the bartender put
We don't know, right? So like I remember taking the shot and then I remember being on the table and I couldn't lift my head up. So the coworkers, because it was the whole hog one that went drinking, all the guys and like they all brought us all home, but we don't know. But it was we were drugged, 3 of us, yeah. And then the other time was like I was conscious, but I knew I was like because I had like 1 drink, and it was both from the bar and both Itaewon.
Listen, I have heard if you're a drug dealer in Itaewon, please don't come for me. Okay, I'm just saying these are rumors, allegedly. Okay, I have heard that people do have like drug rings in Itaewon where they do go after foreign women, and they'll like pop something in your drink, and then they will do like the whole like take you to a motel and record you and then sell your tapes like that. Allegedly.
I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, like. I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think so though. Like I think it is those situations because like when I went to like something happened to me and like I went, my friend was like, no, we need to go to a place, like, you know, I had to go to like the hotel or hospital and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were just like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna go after him? Like, you're a foreigner. And I was like, she was shocked. She was like, like I was assaulted. They were like, well, she's on like a travel visa, like she's not even really here. It doesn't matter if like she gets like essayed.
Like
they told her that. Her face was like, what the, and they don't care. You're the
police.
So like now, and then we learned because like the one guy was really nice.
Yeah,
I was pretty not traumatized. I think I was like disassociating, but like at the moment he was just like, they go after foreigners. Like your friend should have been careful. He's like, because there's no penalty.
There isn't.
If they get essayed, like there's nothing going against them.
Like I'm in like certain women groups in Korea, and constantly there are people talking about I got sexually assaulted,
they don't care. They don't care if you're a foreigner.
The end of the story, they're like, the police didn't care.
No, they don't care.
And I'm just like,
the hospital cared. The hospital was amazing. I have to say, like the female hospital I went to in Hyundai was, the doctors and nurses were so charismatic and really amazing. Yeah, I can say like they actually made me feel a lot better about the situation, but like the police were such assholes. Like I was just like, they're like, she's foreigner, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
Like,
I always hear that whole narrative about like Korea's safe, but as a woman who
as
is
a foreign woman, it's not as safe as for Korean
and
women.
if you live alone to make it worse, it's not that safe.
Yeah, you get followed home. Like I know a lot of people that have been followed home. I was followed home like back a couple of years ago. Yeah. It's like, it's not uncommon, but I look kind of scary sometimes. Like I just give them death glares and then they leave me alone.
Girl, I've literally had to run from a stalker twice. Like physically, like I was living in Shilin at this time, but I was booking it.
That's so fucking scary, man.
And I was just like, yes, Korea is safe, but let's not ignore the fact that a lot of foreign women have gone through so much.
I don't even know like a foreign woman that hasn't experienced. Like when we talk about it, because you know, you're girls, you talk about shit. Yeah. They're always like, oh yeah, this happened to me, and I'm like,
it's very common.
Damn, that's so fucked up, man.
It's very common. And I don't know if you watched the episode with Sean. When Sean sat here, we were talking about how clubbing in Korea is very unsafe, right?
So unsafe.
And he was like, talk about it. And I really wanted to go in on it, but I was also like, I don't want to be the first one to talk about it, but
I'll talk about it
because you're a girl and you can definitely back this up. I think I do think like clubbing in Korea is probably one of the most unsafe places for foreign women to go.
Yes, I think for sure. Like now that I'm older and when I go, I'm very like vigilant and careful, and I watch things. Like I'm very cautious, and like usually the few times I've gone with people that have like bottle service. Yeah. So I open the bottle myself and stuff. So it's like I feel a lot safer, but I don't take anything from the bar. I always drink before I go to the club. I never drink at the clubs anymore because I've been drugged. Like it's just like, it is crazy.
Now,
and you see women and them passing out, and you're trying to, like, there's times I've tried to help people and it's like I can't even get their phone open. Or like one girl I was able to call, like I was looking for her contacts in her Kakao. Like she was, and this guy kept trying to take her. Like he kept trying to like, and I'm like, do you know her? And he's like, yes. And I was like, do you know him? She couldn't answer me. So I was like, she's not going with you. If she can't tell me, I'm not, no, sir. No. Yeah. So I opened her Kakao, and like the most recent message, I like messaged them and they were all together, but they had lost her. Oh, okay. Like they had like split up because she had gone with him. And then, they came and got her, and then they like took a cab. I don't know. But like, like I was like, she couldn't even open her eyes. She could not say a word. And I was like, I'm not. In Canada, it's so crazy. Like we stop it all the time, but I've seen so many times in Korea,
nobody stops it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they'll just like look at her and just be like, "Well, sucks to be you," and just
and I'm like, "What?" Yeah, I think that's like really weirds me out about Korea. Is like they don't ever want to help people, which I think is, I don't know.
Which I understand the not helping part because like living here, I've understood they don't help because they don't want to get sued. There was like this story back in the day. This is not verbatim. I don't remember the article super well, but there was this lady who was getting assaulted and a man helped her, and then he like basically the assailant left, right? like chased them away. But the girl ended up suing the person who helped her because
Why?
she couldn't find the guy who assaulted her. So she was like, I'm gonna sue you. So I feel like that's why a lot of men are not willing to help, because they don't want to get sued. But I mean, I don't think it's a good enough reason, because
I think because one situation doesn't mean you should like blacklist everything. Like, and I think like you should stand by your morals. Like morally, if I see something wrong, I'm going to stop it. And if I get sued, cool. If I get deported, whatever. Because like at the end of the day, I did what was right. That's my morals, though.
And it would sit on my conscience, like
exactly.
Really,
like it would be like, I didn't help that girl.
Yeah,
like,
and
I'd feel like shit.
And it would be like, what happened to that girl that I didn't help?
Yeah.
You know,
it would eat me up.
Literally.
Maybe because I've been in those situations though, and people have helped me, or people haven't helped me, and I wish someone would. So it's like, I think I always have that guilt of like, I don't want that to be me again, and I don't want that person to experience that thing.
I wish a Korean person could explain that, like why they're just so not open to helping.
Yeah, because even like I was on the subway last year, and this old man was literally drunk as he was like maybe 40-ish, but he was like following this like 17-year-old. Like she was so young. And so I got up at one point and I kind of was like, and then this, when I was weird. So when I got up and I kind of like put my hand on the subway between them, because she was running. She was so scared.
Yeah.
And I kind of like was like, no, you don't go past the subway. Yeah. And then a guy stood up. And I think he realized that like I couldn't.
For me to come help.
Yeah, because like I couldn't speak Korean, so I was just like, "Hey, stop!" to this agitate, and he probably was like, he swore like I could tell he's swearing at me and shit, but I was like, I'm not gonna, because like she was a kid, and I could see all these, like I was so shocked because they're like definitely moms and all these people, like women, and they were just watching this child be assaulted, and I was like, what the actual fuck? It blew my mind. I was like, I don't even speak the language, but I'm going to step in because this scares me.
I wish that narrative would change, because a lot of foreigners who are foreign women. This also happens to Korean women, by the way. I'm just saying foreign women because we're foreign.
There was a Korean girl,
woman, but because we're foreign, I can't speak for the Korean women. But I feel like women who come from other countries and they're coming into Korea, it needs to be told that you need to be careful when you're going to clubs. This whole like Korean men are innocent.
They're not.
Men are men everywhere. Okay,
exactly.
They're crazy men and then they're good men. That's also in Korea. Nobody's like, no country has just good men.
Yeah,
I have yet to hear one.
Unfortunately, there are people that prey on women and do bad things, and that's you have to be careful.
You have to be very careful. Like, girls, if you're coming to Korea, be careful. Please don't come with that like, oh my god, Oppa is gonna be amazing.
He ain't gonna be that good.
Yeah.
Or he's married.
9 times out of...
He's good, but he's married.
9 times out of 10, he might be married.
He might be married.
He might be married. But yeah, you guys need to be very careful. This was not even supposed to be a conversation.
Sorry, yeah.
No, don't say sorry. I mean, I was in there with you. I was so in there with you.
I know.
But I'm happy I was able to talk about like this topic with like someone who has experienced like some of the bullshit that I've also experienced. Because it helps to have a girl back you up. You know, a guy might just sit here and be like, oh wow, that happened. No.
And yeah, they're like, that sucks. And I'm like, Broski.
I'm like, yeah, I wasn't saying it like it's a good thing. So yeah, it sucks, I guess. But to hear another woman be like, yeah, it's facts, true. Like there's no way someone in the comments can be like, that's never happened, when two people are literally saying it's happened.
It's happened to everyone I've talked to, basically. Most of the women that I've worked with in Korea, and like, and then people just at clubs, they're always like, I find women though, like foreign women, when you do go clubbing, they're like, I went recently, like last week, they do kind of look after each other. I feel like that's becoming more of a thing, because I think we all realize that no one's going to help us unless it's each other.
No one's going to help
No one's going to help.
I think when I was younger, because I came to Korea the first time when I was 18 or 19, I think.
You were so young.
I was a baby. I was like, I don't even know how my parents let me leave the country. Let me start by saying
they must really trust you.
They should have not. So, cause some things that I went through, I was like, I should have probably never left Pennsylvania. But I remember when I first came, I had this like naive mind about like Korea, and shock horror. Some things happened and I was like, ooh, that sucks. And then I came again when I started living in Korea. That was 2018.
Okay.
And my mind had opened up a lot more, I would say. Yeah. So I'm more vigilant when I go to clubs. I don't go to clubs and expect men to buy me drinks. I'm not expecting that.
I don't do that. I usually get drunk before because it's cheaper, and then I wander inside.
Yeah. For me, I'm not one of those people who's gonna. Which I don't judge women who do this. Like, do what
Do whatever you
do
want.
whatever you want to do. It's your life, right? But I'm not the type to like go and like just look around and wait for a man to buy me drinks. I buy my own drinks.
Nah.
I only dance with my girlfriends.
I know. I
Yeah.
prefer that. I
Yeah.
have friends that go to just to get guys, and I always tell them like, you're not gonna find a good guy. You're not gonna find a boyfriend.
club.
You're not gonna just go. Let's go dancing, and it's
just
fun.
have fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's
just
fun
for
to
the
just
girls
dance.
to go out together.
I know,
and,
and
dance.
it's so annoying when they're like, "This club has no cute boys. Let's go to the next one." I was like, "I'm vibing to
I was
the
like,
song,
I'm
okay?
here for
Like,
the
I would like
music.
to dance." Here.
Yeah, I'm here for the music, not the boys. I don't care. Yeah. So like, now I don't go clubbing to look for. I've actually never went clubbing.
Don't
to
do
look
it.
for men, but I don't. I definitely don't now, and I'm more vigilant. Towards my friends, like we'll make sure we have space in a way that if somebody touches me the wrong way, I can tell, or if somebody touches my friend, I can tell, you know, because like they do have this thing in Korea where they're like grope you but act like it was an accident.
Oh, see, when they do that, okay, I had a guy do that in B1 the other day. I took his
not
finger
B1.
and I bent it backwards.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, don't fucking touch me.
Oh my god, yeah, they'll act
Don't
like,
touch me.
They'll be like, oh sorry,
Nope.
but it was 100%.
If you touch me, you will have a broken hand. 100%.
go
I
away.
warned all the Korean men. I was like, don't touch me.
Yeah, but they just do it like it's a normal thing, and I'm just like, no, that's called groping.
Yeah, no. You're going to have a broken finger.
Yeah, harassment.
Yeah, it's harassment.
Yeah,
No,
but
it literally, the moment someone touches me and I don't want it, it's like, I go into like beast mode. I'm like, I could murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they don't mess with me,
Yeah.
but B1 was so packed.
P1 is
It was so, I hate it. I hate B1.
I don't like that
Don't go
club
there. I don't like
personally,
it.
yeah.
I like Go-Go's. I think it's like,
yeah, never
it's overrated, so no
Yeah.
one goes anymore.
because they're like, oh, it's overrated.
Yeah, and so then
Yeah.
like I was there on Saturday night and it was like half empty, and I was like, amazing, I can dance.
Bro, I
was
love
like,
a club.
I
that's
love when
empty.
it's empty. I'm like, this is great. There's no one here, and it's on the top floor, so it
Yeah.
has more air. I
Yeah.
feel like when they're in the basements, it's so smoky and shit. So I don't like it. I like
See,
Go-Go's.
I
Yeah.
don't even do smoking clubs in Korea. I don't.
It's
I just
bad.
don't like smelling
your
like
hair.
smoke.
Your hair.
And you know, like,
and
girl,
your jacket. It's done.
everything
It's
smells
oh,
like smoke when you
it's
go to a
so
club in Korea.
bad.
That
It's
smokes.
so bad.
Yeah, and for me,
Yeah.
especially back in the day, I used to have braids, and you can't just be washing braids every single day,
No.
right? So me and my friend, she had dreadlocks back then. We would wake up and smell our hair, and it's like somebody was smoking directly into our
Yeah,
hair.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so
for
bad.
me, if a club is like, oh yeah, people can smoke in here, I'm like, I'm not going in there.
Yeah, you're smart to do that.
I'm like, no thanks, I can't. But I think a lot of Hongdae clubs are like all smoking.
I think they are. Yeah.
For me, like I'm more of the Apgujeong Shinsa area, which is not allowed. Yeah,
I
a lot of those
should go to
clubs are-
better places.
It's because you live so far. Shincheon to Apgujeong and Shinsa is far. It's like an
I
hour.
know. My
It's
work's
really
in
far.
Hongdae though, so it's hard.
See, that's also
yeah,
another
it's hard.
thing.
Yeah.
So it's completely understandable why you're clubbing in Hongdae, even though.
I don't really go for myself though. I go because like I have younger. Most of my friends are in their like early 20s and they want to go,
Yeah.
and I'm 30. I'm
Yeah.
31 next week, so it's not
Oh,
that
happy
I.
birthday! Happy early
Thank
birthday!
you. It's not that I actually want to go clubbing. It's that I'm actually concerned for them because they are
Oh, you're
20
like
and
a mommy
22.
bear.
I know, and
Yeah.
I am because
Yeah.
then they're like this guy's cute. I'm like, you're too drunk. No, you're going home with me. Sorry.
Like,
I am like men probably hate me honestly because I'll always like watch
is what
over
it
girls.
is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So they're like, we're gonna go clubbing, and I was like, okay, I'll come.
You're just sitting there with your drink, just watching.
I know. Sometimes I do. I'm just like, oh,
I do that
don't
too.
talk to me. I'm a mother.
I'm like, you're not touching my girl. Nah.
Yeah.
Back up.
They go by
Yeah.
themselves sometimes, but like when I go, it's mainly me just like
Yeah.
watching out for them. I don't
Yeah.
know. When you get older, and you've been experienced. When you experience shit and you know someone hasn't, like they're so naive to it, you are a
Yeah.
little bit more protective over
Protective, yeah,
them.
100%.
I love the bar scene in Korea though. The
Oh, the bar scene is really chill.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the bar
like I
scene
would
is
say
nice,
it's
yeah.
chill, really nice.
The lounges, they have a lot of lounges
Yeah,
here
it's really
too.
like chill, but like the clubs are awful. But there's some really cool bars
Yeah.
I went to recently, and like I would say that like that is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
experience.
club, not the clubs. The bars here are definitely chill. I don't drink often, but when I do like whiskey, and there are a lot of whiskey bars in
I went to
Korea
a bunch
that
of
are nice.
mokori.
Makgeolli?
Yeah, I went to
Yeah,
a
the
couple
rice wine?
bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they make it like they're homemade and
Yeah,
stuff. It's
yeah.
so cool because they're so passionate about it. So you can like talking to the bartender about how they make it.
Mm-hmm.
I had one guy like literally go through and show me like how they make it, and it was so cool. Yeah, like
yeah.
you get good experiences when you like go into those like more intimate places.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
clubbing, I mean, definitely go once and just experience it.
it's a
for
good
for
experience.
yourself.
It's a fun
it is.
experience, yeah.
It is a good experience. But if you're looking for something that's more chill and turned down, I think the bar scene here,
Yeah, the bar
the
scene's
lounge
good.
scene here is
Really
very
nice,
nice.
yeah.
Would you like to tell the people what you do? You did mention it in the beginning a little bit, but
We got
more in
distracted.
detail now because we ended up talking about
We
things
went
that
like
have
sideways.
nothing- yeah,
we went like
nothing
down
to
the
do.
dirt road. Like like somewhere else.
It just seems like it was a girl chat. The whole
I
time.
know. Sorry.
It was a whole girl chat. You guys are
Like
probably
my
like,
life.
so what does she do?
I
in
know.
Korea?
It's okay.
So would you like to tell the people what you do?
I am a tattoo artist.
And
in
how did you
Korea.
become a tattoo artist?
So I guess I started my apprenticeship in 2020 in Canada. But I had been in Korea in 2016 teaching English. And then I knew I wanted to come back because I had known a couple tattoo artists here, in the scene.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to learn to tattoo, and then I'm going to come back to Korea. And I learned in Canada because in Korea, a lot of apprenticeships, they charge like $5,000. Like 5 million won, 2.3. Yeah, it's crazy. Canada, like most apprenticeships, you do not pay. Like Canada, US, you do not pay for an apprenticeship. That's insane.
Wait, do you just like
You just go to a shop and you learn. You're an apprentice,
Oh,
right? It's kind of like
wow.
plumbing. Like you learn under someone, right? Like
by
that's
watching, I guess.
exactly, and like interacting. And like in Canada, you do things like you clean the shop, and you know, if people want coffee, you
It's
go
like
get
an
it.
unpaid internship.
It's like an
almost.
unpaid internship
Yeah,
through
yeah.
tattooing. So when I looked into doing it in Korea, even though there's amazing tattoo artists here, I was like, why do I have to pay like 5Gs? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you have to pay for all the supplies and everything. So it's just like them teaching you. It looks like a little bit of a scam, but then that might also be why there's so many tattoo artists now in Korea as well.
There's quite a lot.
There's over 200,000, which is crazy.
That is crazy. And is your job legal in Korea?
No.
She's illegal.
I'm illegal. I'm a criminal.
She's a criminal in Korea.
Not a great thing.
Yeah, it's very strange that in Korea tattooing is actually very illegal.
Very illegal.
Yeah, it's like if I'm not wrong, you can go to jail.
You can go to jail. Me personally, I would be deported, and then I would have a travel ban up to 5 years if I was charged.
Yeah.
But the Koreans can serve, I think, is up to 2 years in jail. And then the fines range. So some of the fines are like 60, and then others are like 2 million won. So it depends on the fine. It depends on how many offenses that you've had doing it too, which is kind of scary. Because there was an artist he's super famous. Like he tattooed like Brad Pitt and shit. Like, and he's a Korean.
When he came to Korea?
I don't know if he came to Korea or he did it in New York. 'Cause the guy travels. He's pretty famous. I think his name is like Doi.
Yeah.
But he was charged in 2022. And he could have got 2 years, but he ended up just getting like a $2,000 fine, I think.
Did he get fined because he was tattooing in Korea, or just because he was
tattooing in Korea? So physically tattooing in Korea. They have a studio in Korea. Like there's lots of studios. Like you can find them, right?
Oh, they're very visible.
They're very
outside.
visible.
Yeah,
That's
very
what's so
visible.
weird is like it's only if someone reports it. But it was apparently because he had tattooed a K-pop artist, and he had like, I guess the artist had put it on public, and then some, K-pop fans are kind of crazy. So I guess someone reported the artist.
You're tattooing
not allowed to
our
tattoo my
oppas.
yeah. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
And so then he got reported, and the police, I don't know if they shut down his studio or they just fined him. And then last year in July, I think it was, they went up to the Supreme Court to see if they would legalize it, and then they turned it down. So Korea, so
That is so strange. I think as Westerners,
it's so strange to me.
It's very strange because
Yeah.
tattooing is so it's like not even seen as a crime. Well, anymore, I would say. I think back in the day it was a little
like
different.
bikers and stuff would get tattooed, and like people in prison did get tattooed. Like it wasn't like it didn't exist in Western culture that like tattoos might be bad. You know what I mean? But it's interesting the extent that it is here, that it's so severe when there's so many people that have tattoos.
There are so many people that have
so many people that have tattoos.
Yeah. So I think somebody might think, oh, if it's illegal, why are you doing it? In Korea, tattoo shops are everywhere.
They are. And people say that
Everywhere.
all the time. They're like, well, are you going to get caught? Like when I first came to work in Korea as a tattoo artist, so many of my friends in Canada and family were so concerned that I was going to get thrown in jail and that like, I don't know, just like terrible things are going to happen to me. But nothing's happened bad. I mean, if someone reports me, I'm like kind of fucked. But like,
I feel like you can say you're a makeup artist.
I can. So like, that's a weird thing. So like eyeliner and even doing like the head or the eyebrows is technically fine. So cosmetic tattooing is fine in Korea. It's just the art tattooing that's not fine, which makes no sense because it's the same machine, same needle, same ink. It's literally exactly the same in every way. So that's what I basically like. I do freckle tattoos and like cosmetic tattoos. So I just say that like if someone were to like report me, I'd be like, I'm doing it.
Makeup artist.
I am not on a work visa though. So I technically am still kind of breaking the law in that sense, right? It's okay. I don't know. His tattoo artists are hard. Even in Canada, we're pretty like, not criminal, but like.
It's not seen as like an amazing job, I would say.
It's not, I think that's why my mom was so disappointed when I chose this career.
And did you say your mom is Christian?
Yeah, she's a full-blown Christian. She's a warden at our church. Yeah, like she's a super. She prays for me every week.
She's probably like, I pray that these tattoo demons leave your heart.
I know. She's so sweet though. She's a good human, but she hates my tattoos. So I don't like when I'm at home. I dress like this. Like I don't show my tattoos out of respect. But
that's really nice that you do respect your mom enough to like cover up.
Yeah, because like I think that's I don't know. She raised me right. I guess she was really strict. Which is probably why she's so disappointed I went down this way.
Oh my God.
She was so strict. Like, it's crazy.
Maybe she was too strict if she looks back at the journey.
Probably.
Maybe that's why you're just like, nah, I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always trying to be self-sufficient, though.
Yeah.
So that's why. Because I went to school for arts. Like, I studied Bachelor of Fine Art. Mm-hmm. And then came to Korea, and my mom was like, it's so cute. Because my mom was a teacher, and then a principal, and then a superintendent.
Oh, she moved up
she moved up, yeah. And she worked for, like, the Ministry of Education. Like, she's very well-known in Toronto. And so I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a teacher. And her eyes were like, ding, like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then I applied for school. And I got accepted. And then I went to her and I was like, I'm actually going to take this tattoo apprenticeship instead. And then she didn't talk to me for a couple months, actually. Because she was like so heartbroken. Bad. So hard. Yeah, she was 3 months. I lived with my aunt. I actually moved in with my aunt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty. But I get it. Her heart, I broke her little heart.
Because she raised you since you were like a baby, you know? Like as parents, I feel like, I said as parents, like I have kids. I don't have kids.
I have a dog. Does that count? I have a dog.
I have a cat.
Yeah, we're parents.
We're
parents. What are you talking about?
We're new age parents at this point.
Yeah, we're the millennial parents.
Our kids just have fur instead of like. Just
my mom literally says it's like her furry grandchild. So
yeah,
like
see, well, my parents are African. They do not accept that. They're like, that's a cat. It's not a child.
Okay,
but
yeah, that's valid though. That's why people are crazy. Let's not be low key.
I did not. You said it.
I know my people are fucked. I'm aware.
There was this like.
That's why I'm here in not Canada.
There was this joke that was going around in like I think it was in Uganda. This lady was like, "Oh, I don't want you to marry a white man because he's gonna bring me like a couple cats and dogs and call them my kids, like my grandkids." And I was like, you know what? White people do have that like narrative out there.
My best friend's really bad. Like, no offense, girl, but like you bad, and she's so bad, and I love her, but like. She treats it like a kid.
Like kids, right?
It's so bad. I don't do that. Like, I'm pretty strict. Like, I train my dog pretty intensely.
Yeah.
But I still love her. And, like, she still sleeps in my bed. So, like, some people will think that's bad.
Oh, my God. If you tell an African parent your dog is sleeping with you on your bed.
Yeah.
They'll be like, what? But I do have to say, I grew up with that mentality that, oh, dogs and cats are not your friends. Me and my baby, I call her my baby. Let me start by saying that. Me and my cat, we're like this. That's my child.
I think cats are better because they're inside. Like,
that's true.
When my dog goes outside though, like if it is dirty, I wash her paws because she's a Maltese, so I don't want her to get like too gross in my bed.
Also a little easier,
yeah.
To, like, wash.
I wash her a lot though, because I'm actually allergic to my dog. I have like asthma and stuff, so I just like I have to wash her like every week. I know it's pretty intense. What you do for love, okay? When you love someone.
If I suddenly became allergic to cats, I'm still keeping my cat.
Well, yeah. Like I love my dog. I wanted a dog. I knew the consequence.
Yeah, I'll take some medicine. It's fine.
Love is sacrifice, right?
Yeah. Let me pop those pills.
I do.
I'm keeping my cat.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, that is my baby. Yeah. Have you ever thought about like if your actual child was allergic to your dog, what you would do? Because, like, I had an ex-boyfriend ask me that. He was like, what would you do if our kids were allergic to Mia, my cat?
I think I'd probably get my mom to take my dog.
Yeah.
I think she would willingly do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, like, I would love to have a baby, but realistically, I'd probably never have a child because Korean men and all men in general.
You know what? Our parents used to get married at 25. I mean, I don't see that no more.
I'm literally,
not happening anymore.
I mean, I can't say I'm single as fuck because there's someone waiting outside for me, but
she got someone in the car.
But it's so hard to find someone that like wants to actually have a family these days and wants to have kids. And it's crazy because like people always say like Korea, like, oh, like why is the birth rate so low? Like why don't they want to have kids? I don't know. They never want kids. Nobody wants to have kids.
And it's also just kids in Korea specifically so expensive.
Yeah.
And the whole like iPad culture. Like, oh, you're
my kids are not having an iPad. Sorry. My mom raised me like that. I was only allowed to watch TV for half an hour on Saturdays. Yeah. She was so strict, man. Like homework, bed, half an hour. That's it. Like it didn't matter if I was screaming, crying, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't even remember doing that, to be honest. Because my mom was so strict my entire life. Like when people were like, "Didn't you ever like argue with my mom?" And I was like, "No."
Argue?
I was so scared of my mom.
I will never argue with my parents. I mean, now I'm argue, but back in the day, no. I was
I was so scared of my mom.
The craziest thing that I ever went through back in the day, now that I think about it, I'm like, that was not okay. But my mom sent me to school one day with a nosebleed. Like both noses were bleeding. She was like, you still have to go to school. Dang. And like I was literally like crying. This was in middle school, crying, like walking at my nose.
That's crazy. Yeah, like my mom, if I was sick at school,
yeah,
she wouldn't come get me. I just had to stay sick. I never had a sick day.
It's my parent. Me too. I think the only time I had a sick day was senior year, because senior year they didn't care if you went to school or not. So because I already got accepted to college, so it's like, why am I still going to school if I'm accepted to college? So my parents were like, yeah, you can take it easier, but it was only like 2 days.
That's actually pretty good. I went kind of crazy in grade 9, 10, or like high school.
Girl,
then, well, like I think trauma. But like, thanks, Dad.
Your dad catching stray bullets.
Yeah. No, right. But yeah, so I think like I went up and then down because I was so scared of my mom up until high school, and then I went like a little crazy, and then I went back to being normal because I was like
being normal.
Yeah, I feel like you just like, well, just a single parent, I think like they struggle a lot. I think when I was younger, you know, I have a single parent, so like you are like, you judge them for a lot and you like hate on them for a lot of things. But then you realize as an adult now, I'm like, would I have made the same decision? And I can't look at it from her daughter. I have to look at it from her perspective as well. Yeah. And as you grow, you kind of realize that. But when you're like 13, 14 and you have a single parent, you're like, I hate my life.
Then you grow up and you're like, oh my God, for you, your mom, you said, right?
Yeah, the sacrifices.
Like, my mom sacrificed a lot. Yeah.
Oh my God. The things that she's done for me, and like when I talk about it and like talk to her, I have the utmost respect for my mother. I love her beyond words. She's so cute though. Like my friend got married a couple years ago. This is a cute story. Yeah. And I guess my best friend was getting married, and I like wandered off at one point, and so my mom was with my best friend for a minute, and then they were talking, and my friend said that my mom said, well, you know, she is my best friend.
The way
but she never said it to me.
They will never say it to me.
But when my friend told me, I bawled my eyes out.
Our parents would never
bawling.
Say it. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
she loves me.
Like, my parents are also the type who compliment me through friends or through telling other people about it.
Yeah, like my mom's never said like that she's proud that I'm a tattoo artist. Yeah. She's never said that like, you know, I'm pretty or whatever. Like never compliment me. I'm like fat all the time, but like she's so, like sometimes she's so mean. But then I'll go to her church sometimes to help with stuff, and they'll be like, are you the tattoo artist? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, your mother said you're amazing. And I'm like, she does.
See? She will never say it to you.
She never says it to me.
She'll tell it to everyone else.
She's so proud of me, and like, then I'll always be like, I heard you like me.
let's talk about it, Mom. But I guess you love me, huh? Ew.
Yeah, like ew, gross. Ew.
It's the love for me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh, back to tattoo.
So distracted. I'm so sorry. Okay. No more.
There's somebody who's definitely watching this like, I'm trying to learn about tattooing.
I'm so sorry. I'll be focused. I'm focused.
It's also me, to be honest. We all just kind of go on a tangent.
Well, last time I was nervous, so I think like when you asked me a question, I was like, you know, if you're like, what color is the sky to you? And I'm like, blue.
Yeah, she was like ready with the answers. Right now, we're just kind of like, it's like a conversation, which I like. I don't like making my guests feel like I'm interviewing them. I just want to like have a regular,
it needs to be more chill,
a regular conversation. But do you think tattooing will ever be legal in Korea?
I really hope so, like with my whole heart, because it's my passion, and I joke about being deported and stuff, but it is serious, and it's something that I wish I could do legally in Korea. You know, like I would pay taxes. I pay taxes in Canada for tattooing, you know, like I have no problem doing that. And I think it would help artists and clients and just in general, because it's illegal, there's no health and safety, right? There's no one takes bloodborne pathogen courses. I've been in multiple studios. A lot of them don't have sharp bends, you know, like it is concerning, and it's like there's no standard because, you know, in Canada, if you open a tattoo shop, the health board has to go check everything before you can even have a client come in the store. You know, and when you go into tattoo shops in the US and Canada, it smells like a hospital. Like it is so clean, you know, like there's so much. I've seen people have cats in tattoo shops here. Like, you know, like they don't, but they don't know. Yeah. They don't know. And I'm not trying to like, it's hard because it's like, I don't want to like say like, this is the right way to do something, but it's the proper way to do something because it's healthy and they don't have the education on it because no one enforces it.
Because it's illegal.
And it's like, you're putting people at danger. You're putting tattoo artists at danger. You're putting like, then they put out the garbage and the needles in the garbage. You're putting like the street people at, like, it's a totally like, I'm against it because it's like, there's no reason for it not to be legal at this point, because they have some of the world's best tattoo artists.
Yeah,
you know,
you talked
like,
about it before.
yeah, like they're like world round. Like when you go to when I go to like conventions, like when I was in Italy or in Toronto, you know, like there's Korean artists there. They're respected. They win awards. Like it's just sometimes they're judges. Like the London tattoo convention, they had one guest, and it's like you have the whole tattoo industry looks at Korean tattoo artists, and you know they have groundbreaking, you know, styles and all these things, and then they're coming out of a country where it's illegal. And I'm like, wouldn't Korea want to cherish and like be like, hey, look, we have the world's best in this, and we should legalize it? But instead they still don't. It's so weird. They condemn it, and it's so strange to me, and it's so sad, because I've learned there's such great people, like all the tattoo artists in Korea that I worked with, or even the Korean tattoo artists I worked in Canada and stuff, like they're all the most genuine people. They're so talented, they're so kind. Like it's just really sad, honestly. Yeah,
hopefully they do legalize it, but I see that happening maybe like 5 to 10 years from now.
I agree with that, because like when it got like brought up to the Supreme Court last year, I honestly was like, oh, it's gonna be legalized, because Japan had legalized it 2 years ago now. So I was like, of course Korea's gonna legalize it. Japan was even worse, because Japan, you couldn't even have a shop on the street. It was like it was underground. Oh yeah, like it was serious. There's a lot of tattoo artists that went to jail. It was super underground. And so I thought, because Korea was so far ahead with that, with like tattoo shops on the street, there was no way it wasn't going to pass. So then when it got turned down, it was heartbreaking. Like I felt really sad.
Especially because you have so many friends here who are
I do. And they struggle. Like my one friend who I work with in Hongdae, you know, she can't technically buy a house because she's worked as a tattoo artist for 15 years and has no income. So how can you get a mortgage?
Oh, that's true.
Right? Like
she has no documents to show that she even makes money.
She's basically homeless. Like the government sees that she's just never worked. You know, and it's so sad, because then she's like, now I can never get a house.
Oh my goodness. I never thought that far into it. But that's
the thing though. Like that's the thing. It is a career, it's a job, and it's like it's people's livelihood, you know, and when you don't realize those little things until you're older, and you're like, oh, I want to get a car, I want to get a house. Cars are easy in Korea because you can buy cash.
Yeah, you can just
cash. But like houses, you can't do that.
You can't just bring a bag of money and be like, here's the money. But
exactly. And I think that like it's sad too, because I think tattooing is an art, in my opinion.
I think it's
an art
too.
It is art. And so, you know, I think about when they have kids, and like their kids are gonna go to school, and they're like, my parents tattoo artist, and they're like, oh, your parents are criminal. Like, that's really sad. Like that's really sad that it's looked that way, because like it's artwork to me. It's beautiful, and like it's just so sad that it's looked at that way.
Yeah, it's really messed up. I've never thought about the kid part, by the way.
Yeah,
they can't tell their
they can't tell their friends. It's like probably embarrassing for them. Yeah. There's so many aspects to it being illegal, and how it affects all these waves, and how if they just legalize it, it would help so much, you know? That's why I think talking about it like today, and like just in general, and being open about tattooing and being positive is just like the best way to handle the situation, and kind of push it to be more legalized, you know? And it's crazy because there's all these K-pop artists who
have tattoos.
So many tattoos. So many tattoos. And yet, what?
It's still not legal. Like your K-pop stars are on stage with multiple tattoos. Yeah. But they have to, well, I don't know. They don't cover it as much as they used to back in the day. Yes. But they will like tape it, and it's still really obvious that it's a tattoo.
And it's just like, what's the point? That's what I really want to ask, you know, and the government's like, this should be legal. I'm like, why? What? Because if it's a visible thing, then like, what? Like, what?
Even that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. There's no, like, I'm like, there's actually nothing, like, as an artist myself, like, I can't understand.
Yeah, because for me, I was thinking maybe it shouldn't be visible to the kids, but as soon as the kids go outside, they're seeing people with tattoos.
Yeah, all the kids on the subway, they always like point at me, and I'm like, hey.
And they're probably interested in it because it's art to them. Probably.
Yeah. It is interesting. Yeah, I always try to be really kind to like kids and stuff, because like
you don't want that stigma.
I don't want that stigma attached to me, and like I love children, so it is crazy. When I was teaching, I had like less tattoos. I'm fully covered now, but I had a couple in Korea, so they just told me they had to be covered when I taught. But once I just wore something too short, and it like showed my arm, and my student was like, "Teacher, are you a thief?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Tattoo, are you a thief?" And I was like, "No, I'm not a thief." He's like, "Okay." I was like, and then I had like this arm is color, but this arm is black. So like once I let my students like draw like color in, just because I want them to see it in like this like it's no different. It's just a drawing
on your body.
I have freaking like Sailor Moon on my arm. Like, I'm not a thug.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna murder you and your
Yeah.
family. My Sailor Moon tattoo. Like, I'm just like, it's just crazy, the stigma. Like, I'm a thief, I'm a criminal. I've been asked if I'm a gangster's wife. I got asked that by one of my students.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
As a kid, okay. Kids ask stupid questions.
Kids. Yeah, kids ask stupid
Kids ask
questions.
stupid questions
I've been asked by like if I'm like a prostitute by like older men, like attaches and stuff.
They're like, how much?
Yeah, right? Like, they're
How much?
you want to go to a hotel with me? Tattoo. And I'm like, no, I don't. Thank you.
Bro, attaches are crazy out here.
They're insane.
Bro, that how much thing is a real thing too. They'll come up to you and be like, how much? And you're like,
how much what? Yeah, right? Oh, God. Yeah, they're not shy about it here.
oh, they don't give a crap, especially if you're a foreigner, because there's no consequence.
Exactly.
Like,
we're talking about that. Like, there's
foreign, so what is she gonna do?
what's she gonna do?
I'm gonna do squat. How
Yeah.
much?
Yeah,
Tell me.
they just want
don't
to know.
care.
They're just
Yeah, I
curious.
just want to know how much you are, just in case.
Probably too much. You could not afford me.
You probably can't.
Yeah.
We gotta go to church together and everything.
I should be like, how much for a tattoo?
Yes.
I can help you out.
Tattoo or what's up? But talk about your palm tattoos. I think that was like such a cool thing that you did. Like,
Yeah, so I start off in fine line, but I also do traditional tattooing, which is hard if people don't know the styles. But I technically learned like most work, like black work and everything. I wouldn't say I completely specialize in any style because I worked at like a biker shop in Canada. So I learned every style. Like Korea is cool because it's like the Korean artists, they focus on something individual, right?
They all have
But in Canada, it's not like that because like if anyone walks into my studio, I was told I had to be able to tattoo it. Yeah, that was like the rules of graduating my apprenticeship, which I think is good because I can do any tattoo technically.
Yeah.
The only thing I really probably can't do is like hyper realism. Like hyper like photographic perfect color realism, which is extremely hard. I've done black and gray realism, but like color realism I think is like it's difficult in hours, like 10, 20, 30 like hours goes into that. Yeah, so that's why I do the palm tattoos now. I've been starting that. So everyone their palm tattooed, DM me.
Yeah, I actually stalked your tattoo Instagram because that's what you're following Korean filters.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So I checked it and like I saw the palm tattoos and I was like,
It's intense.
that has to hurt.
Oh yeah, it's the most considered most painful place to be tattooed.
I'll put some of our art here, but I was looking at it and I was like, couldn't be me.
No, it's not for the weak, but it's so cool. You look so badass with your palm tattoos. I have no palm tattoos. I actually got like this. It was a Sia.
Oh, snap.
I didn't do it though. Someone else did it, but it fell out. So there's only a line left, basically.
Oh, because you said it disappears after all.
Yeah. So there's a technique to get it to stay, and there's an artist in the UK, Luke Ashley, I think his name. He inspired me. Like when I found his page and I saw his tattoos, I was like, I want to learn how to do that. That is so cool. It's so unique. And his stay amazing. They heal beautifully. So I watched like all his reels. I watched a podcast. I watched like everything to relate to palm tattoos, and then I basically was like, who wants their palm tattoos for free? Yeah. So then I did a bunch of coworker like tattoo artists and friends. And the first one, fell out completely. 100% was gone.
Really?
Yeah. But then everyone since has probably, they don't stay 100%. I would say like 85 to 90.
Is it just fading then? Like,
so your hands and your feet, the skin sheds 6 times more than the rest of your body. Also with all the joints, there's more push out.
Yeah.
So the more movement you have, that's why like some people's elbows look lighter or like knee tattoos look more faded. Yeah. It's because the joint movement, that things getting pushed out while the healing. So palms, because there's so much, it's such a dense
you can't just
skin.
walk around like this the whole time.
Exactly. And there's so many lines. It's a lot to push through. So it's called a controlled blowout. So you actually do technically blow out the tattoo, but it's controlled. And then you make the shape. And the last few ones have turned out, they've healed so well. They need like minor touch-ups, but I'd say like it was a learning. I love learning. I think that's it. Like I wanted to learn something that like a lot of tattooers won't touch palms. They're so scared of it because it's such like could just disappear, right? But I liked that challenge, and I was like, I want to learn how to do something that a lot of people won't do because they're intimidated by it. Yeah, I love those things.
You're just like, I can do it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to do that then. Yeah. And the only other 2 people that do palms are like men. So I was like, there's no girl, that like really is famous for it. So I was like, I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm Canadian, so I'm cute.
Girl, your tattoos are dope. I'll definitely insert some art here so you guys can check her out. If you are interested in getting tattoos, you're probably not going to see me in your shop, girl, but
That's okay. It's a really cute shop.
I'll send my friends to your shop.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll be like, want a tattoo? I know a girl.
Yeah. Is in
I know a
Hongdae.
girl.
I think we're moving though. I had lunch with her last week.
Yeah.
She's thinking of going to like a smaller studio.
Yeah.
Because Hongdae prices are so expensive for studio space. And the owner doesn't like that we're tattoo artists. That's a thing. Signing contracts. So like looking for studio space, a lot of them won't sign for us either because they know what we are. Like we say like we're an art studio.
Artists.
We don't write obviously tattoo shop when we sign leases.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like that about us either. He's okay, but he has issue with it.
He prefers if you guys weren't.
Exactly. And so he's upping the rent and it's just messy. So I think we're gonna look for a space with like a window because it's kind of like a basement loft.
Yeah.
And then we turned it into a studio, which is really pretty. It's got a lot of artwork and everything.
Yeah.
But I think we need to like find a different space. So we'll also be in Hongdae, but just like maybe a more bright space. But it's really fun actually. Yeah, I love it.
So if you guys are interested in getting a tattoo, especially a palm tattoo, because I think that's really good.
I do everything though. Like I do.
She did say she has learned everything.
Yeah, like the only thing I really won't do, no offense, is like stomach tattoos. Like people's stomach.
That's so random.
It's so stretchy. It hurts
it's
my
just
back.
like-
It's because I have to lean over. Like,
Okay.
and then the front of the neck, I've done like side and back. Back of the neck's easy, but the front of the neck, because they have to lean like this.
To make it all stretched out.
Yeah,
right?
and then like you're pushing on like their jugular.
Esophagus.
Yeah, like I've done side of the neck. I really hate neck though. Back of the neck's cute though. Like some little cute back of the neck, I'll do that fine line stuff. But
There's
side and front is
nothing
messy.
Here. Nothing
Yeah.
here. So if you're not trying to get tattooed,
I've done
here or
sternum.
here-
Sternum's okay.
Yeah,
It's weird.
like the Rihanna thing. Like
This
that
is
one
fun.
she
Yeah,
has.
but the stomach is so stretchy.
Yeah.
It stressed me out. I'll do it if you're nice.
If you really need it,
I
she'll
can't
do
say
it.
no, honestly. Like I've done stomachs.
Yeah.
I just prefer not to. But like any person's like, oh, I really like your art, but I wanted this tattoo. But like, are you okay with that? I always give in. I'm like, okay. I'm so bad at saying no.
Sit
like,
down.
yeah, because some people will message me and they'll be like, oh, I really like your art. Like, I really think you're nice or whatever. They'll always write these cute messages. And then I'm like, shit, okay.
Well, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
But anyways, guys, if you are interested in getting a tattoo from Elizabeth, I like your name, by the way.
Thank you.
I can never say it like a normal human.
No, it's okay.
Elizabeth. If you're interested in getting a tattoo from Elizabeth or learning more about her, I'll leave all her information down below and also on the screen right here. Make sure you check her out on social media. And again, thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of Korea Unfiltered. If you are a podcast listener, thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you give us 5 stars. If you are a YouTube watcher, viewer, that's not the word, it's viewer, Paris. Oh my god. If you are a
You're doing
YouTube
great.
viewer, I'm trying.
You're doing good. You got this, sweetie.
If you are a YouTube viewer, make sure you're subscribed and you click on the bell so you guys can get notifications for when I post. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.